When someone passes, where do they go? Gone forever, or can they show? What if you could find someone between to bridge the gap of those unseen?
I see departed souls, and I'm able to communicate with them. I get messages from beyond, from your lost loved ones. You may be surprised at what they have to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your medium, Michele Livingston.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, Michele.
The people's medium. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, sweetheart. How are you doing?
I'm doing great on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Got through daylight savings time. I'm good.
Oh, right. I know. That's an adjustment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fall
What's
back.
it like in California? It doesn't get dark, does
Well,
it?
it gets darker earlier. Yeah, it gets darker around 5-ish here now.
Oh my.
So when I'm going into work, a lot of the times it's getting dark, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're at 4 p.m. your time. So
Yes. So it'll start to getting dark
Not
here in
dark
about an
yet.
hour. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So very interesting times we're living in.
yes, we are.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to comment on the election.
of course,
That's
of course
But
not.
I wanted to give some confirmations because I really have loyal listeners and watchers, and I want to thank them. And after a show, I have emails that come in, either through my basic email
Uh-huh.
or I do on Facebook. And I just want to share a couple. If you're on my Facebook right now and you scroll, you'll see somebody put an angel picture there. And when I'm doing a reading for someone, they tend to draw blanks. You know what that's like.
Yeah. Psychic amnesia, they call it,
Yeah,
right?
because we're going to a higher, faster frequency.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to share these to start off the show because I do appreciate you sending me confirmations. Kim called last week.
Yeah.
And she called about her mother. And her mother said there's an angel somewhere and there is an angel picture. And Kim could not relate to that.
Mhm.
She emailed me and she said, Michele, my husband snores. So sometimes I sleep on the sofa. And she said, above the sofa is a huge, beautiful angel picture, an angel holding a butterfly. And she said, my mother's picture is in with that. It's like a beautiful tribute. And she sent me a copy of it. So I want to say, yes, sometimes when things do not make sense, please wait or go back and the light bulb will go off.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that these are being recorded so that people
Yeah.
can watch them again.
Yeah, I was just
Watch
about to
them
mention that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we think alike. The other confirmation I had, which I thought was really interesting, and Patty, thank you. Patty called last Wednesday, and she mentioned, I think it was her mother. We had a lot of mothers last week, but her mother kept mentioning the back screen door. And she told me that several of her relatives during the holidays have looked up and have seen her mother walk through the kitchen and walk out the back screen door. And that kind of
Wow.
hit her. So I do appreciate this. And whether you see a cardinal or a blue jay, or whether you have a feeling about something or a dream, please let me know
Yeah.
because I'll read these confirmations. And I think it's good for other people
Sure
watching
is.
to know that you're never alone. This is why I do
Mhm.
this work, to bring comfort and hope to others. So anyhow,
Yes, and you've got quite a bit coming up on your plate in terms of
quite a
giving
bit,
back.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
I work with a morning drive time show. It's the #1 drive time show in Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called the People's Morning Show. Hence, I'm the People's Medium.
Yes.
But for the 9th year in a row, I do something called Pay for Play,
Mm-hmm.
and it's for Children's Miracle Network. It's for the Hershey Medical Center here for the Children's Hospital. So what I do is I literally do about 30 readings in 2 days,
Wow.
starting at 5 a.m. Tomorrow morning, which is Thursday, of course, and going till 9 a.m. on Friday. So it's a 24 to 28 hour radiothon. I do it
Wow.
for the children. I love the children. I can just imagine what it's like to have a child
Yeah.
rush to a hospital like that and how relieved you'd be.
Mm-hmm.
So I do it from my heart.
Yeah.
And I on my website there'll be a number to call, and also the it's 1057 the X
Mm-hmm.
People's Morning Show, and I'll have that website.
And I have the number. It's 1-800-332-1057. Again, 800-332-1057. And that's for tomorrow and the next day, correct?
Yes.
Mm.
5 a.m. Thursday.
Wow.
Bless us.
That's the pay for
To
play.
9 a.m. Friday.
Wow.
So
So we're
I
gonna
couldn't-
save up your energy today. Then
That's
we're
right,
yeah we're
that's
gonna
right.
save it up today. So we'll limit the calls today, but we will do our best to answer questions from the chat room. So let's have some people join us in the chat room.
Okay. The other thing I want to say is I get a lot of emails, John, about children.
Oh yeah.
That my 3-year-old has seen my grandfather. How can that be?
Mhm.
Well, the soul has not been in the body very long, from the ages of 1 to 5, which we call the formative years. So children are very connected to other realms.
Yeah.
And they see relatives, they see angels. I thought that was interesting. I had a call on the radio where a girl said she has a 3-year-old son, and he says, "Mommy, every night I have to close the gate before I go to sleep." And she says, "What is the gate?" And he says, "The gate is where all the other people are." So this dear little boy who's 3 years old, they pretend they close the gate at night so he doesn't see them.
Wow.
It doesn't scare him, John.
Yeah.
It's just that they're saying hello to this little boy.
Wow.
So anybody watching, encourage your children,
Yeah.
especially in younger years, to tell you what they're seeing and feeling and hearing. It's really important.
Sure is. Not to shut it down, but to encourage it. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it reminds me of that movie. I don't know if you ever saw The Heart and Souls
No.
with
but you-
Robert Downey Jr. Oh, okay.
And you always give me these great movies.
Oh, I've got a list for you, and it's only because I just learn so much when I watch a movie in terms of But this is not a true story or anything. This is just a very interesting movie, and it's it's very touching. It's a very touching
May
movie.
I ask you what it's about, John?
Yeah, it's about a boy who sees spirits, and at a young age, and then they disappear for quite a while, and then they reappear in his adulthood, and so he thinks he's going crazy, but it's very an interesting way of handling that topic. They have to put it in Hollywood terms,
Yes,
which-
I know.
but it's a very touching movie. They believe that the ghost or the spirits have unfinished business, and they have to work through him in order to accomplish those missions. And he plays an integral part in that. So it's really quite
Fantastic.
was one of my favorite movies for the longest time. So yeah.
We talked about indigo children,
Yeah.
crystal children. Even on Halloween, a little girl, we had so many trick-or-treaters a couple weeks ago, but she was so, and she was other
Whoops, you're breaking up,
sensitive
sweetie.
and sound. And I keep dim. I have flame candles everywhere and soft.
Michelle, if
Flag.
you hear me, do you hear me okay? Oh, you're breaking up. I think we're bringing in one of those spirits that we brought in last week. So we got to call in the angels to clear up the connection. This is so wild. Yeah, we had this last week. It was so intense. You could actually, I think many would say that you could see spirits moving around on the Skype. It was pretty incredible. I have to remind the audience that Michelle is calling in from Pennsylvania here to our studios in Sunset Gower in Hollywood. So this is an internet connection through Skype. So we do our best to make sure that the connection is as stable as possible. And we do a test before we start the show, and everything goes fine. But then when Michelle gets on here and she brings in all the spirits, and literally, I really believe it starts affecting the connection. And it's powerful.
My 3 light beings,
Yes.
my angels, to keep a clear audio.
Yeah,
this time.
we'll ask them to do that. Clear audio and video
know.
for our viewers too. Yeah, so we do have a lot of people in the chat room, and they're reaching out saying hello. So thank you for joining us in the chat room. I want to tell people how they can get there. Just click on ubnradio.com and go to channel 2. And and I know a lot of people are watching on Facebook, but we don't see those comments until after the show. So just wanted
That's
to
right.
remind you.
Want to remind you on my fan page,
Yes.
I will not see the comments till sometime later tonight or tomorrow, and I always answer them,
Yeah,
every single one.
that's
So
that's really nice of you.
write to me.
Yeah. Yes. So we have Stephanie in the chat room, Patty in the chat room, Holly. Just giving some shout outs to the people who are chatting in there. So I'll be popping in there from time to time and relaying your questions as best as I can as well.
And could you also give that again, John, the chat room, how they can get into it?
Sure. They just click on ubnradio.com, channel 2. And then it will pop up the video so they can watch the show live there. And then there will be a chat room, and you click on one of your social media handles, either Facebook, Twitter, you name it. There's a lot of them listed there. Log in with those, and then you are logged into our chat room.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about how to protect ourselves. That's what we decided,
Yeah.
and what ways we can. Let me ask you something, John, because you're an empath
Mm-hmm.
and you're very sensitive. Is there a technique that you use personally to kind of shut down and not let the energy bombard you?
Well, I'm getting better about it, and I think I learned a lot, from doing James's show about the spiritual shower, which I think I've mentioned before.
Yeah.
And that's where you cleanse your aura, and then I added a little piece to it where you when you're toweling off, you're actually putting on protection.
Yes.
A shield or whatever you want to call it, so that when you go out into the world, you are your energy, not other people's energy, because as an empath, you can absorb other people's energy if you're not careful.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that empathic people are watching.
Yes.
So I give my little messages from beyond, protection, affirmation. That is a good book. That's the Spirituality 101.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you get up in the morning, you just say, please, dear Lord, protect this day, protect me physically, emotionally, and mentally. Protect my aura and my soul. Let me only attract situations and people into my space for my highest good.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, visualize a dome of light around you, and it works.
Yes.
And I've talked to, after doing this work 25 years, an empathic person will go to work in the morning feeling pretty good. By mid-afternoon, around 3 o'clock, they are very tired.
Yeah.
And what they've done is imbibed other people's energy, whether it's coworkers or whoever's around them, like a sponge. They're soaking in drama or negativity, and that needs to be cleared and cleansed. It's important to really do this daily.
Yeah. Yeah. A good friend of mine who's also medium, she said, it's always important to observe, not to absorb.
That's true.
And I said she's going to have to put that on a T-shirt. Yeah, Chandra Moon. Chandra Moon says, observe, do not absorb. So yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's always stuck with me, and I do my best now to try not to absorb the energy. But a lot of us are, I believe, what I would say unconscious empaths. We're not even aware that we're doing it.
That is true. We're sensitive, and more people are becoming open
Yeah.
to the spirit realms.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore protection every day, and even go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
We
When you go to
travel in the
sleep, yeah.
astral world
Uh-huh.
where we go at night.
So you believe that we leave or they visit us? How does that work? Is it a combination of both, or?
Yeah, I think the soul leaves and goes higher to the higher frequency.
Uh-huh.
And I think that the loved ones or spirit guides, which we talked about
Sure.
last week,
Yeah.
come down, meet us midway,
Uh-huh.
John,
Okay. While we're asleep.
while we're asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also an affirmation to say to stay in your body
Mm-hmm.
at night.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a holiday the next day, or if you have something to do, like I have to do for the Children's Miracle Network, which I love,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to be open and clear and have energy. You can command your soul to stay in your body and just say, please, I don't want to leave tonight.
Okay.
I want my soul to stay in my body. I
Mhm.
want to dream and
Mhm.
have the rapid eye movements, and I want to wake up
Mhm.
fully refreshed in the morning, and you'll hop out of bed. You'll feel a lot better.
Do you think that when we are sleeping and we have these, we go to the other side, are we doing work there? What are we doing while we're there? Or
I
do you
think
think?
we're meeting up with our spirit
Uh
guides.
huh.
I think we're learning. I
Okay.
think I get awake sometimes with ideas,
Yeah.
actually.
Uh huh.
So we're being mentored, and there's so much to do. Of course, my last book, What We Do in Heaven,
Mm-hmm.
living in the afterlife, is just the tip of the iceberg of
Mm-hmm.
what we can do. So you can also write down what you want to have, the information that you want to receive in the morning. So if you're working on a project or an idea, tell your guides, ask your guides to come to you that evening while you're sleeping, and then you'll have information in the morning. So there you go.
Okay.
Keep a journal.
All right. So I'm reaching out to the chat room to let them know that we are taking questions for Michele. Not readings at this time, but just questions. And
Yeah.
eventually we will get callers on the line for a few mini readings. These are free mini readings just to give you an idea of how Michele works, because she offers in-depth sessions at
Yes.
michellelivingston.com where you can book a private reading more in depth and really go
Well,
deep.
in depth, there's a section on soul portraits. I might have
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that before on my website, where as an artist, I work with the angels, John, and they formulate a spiritual scene or soul portrait for the person. And it's amazing. It could be different terrain or times of the year. But by the time my angels, my light beings, are
Mm-hmm.
done with interpretation,
Yeah.
it's who the person is on their spiritual journey. It's it's everything. And so
Wow.
people love their soul portrait scenes because they use them to meditate many times.
Mm-hmm.
So do have to say that's unique and different.
Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
It is. So, we were talking, I think it was a couple shows back, about responsibility and spirituality. And, part of today's topic, I think, is about owning our energy and not, like you said, as an empath, taking on other people's energy. And a lot of that right now, the climate is a lot of anger and fear that I feel that's in the ethers.
Yes.
And that's just because there's some major, shifts that are going on, on a global level. So,
That's right.
what would you recommend? Getting in touch with our spirit guides to help us, doing more meditation. What would your suggestions be, hon?
Day you need
Well,
time,
it's so interesting when I ask that.
whether it's
Yeah, you're
15
breaking
minutes.
up every second. Oh, it's okay. It'll clear. It'll clear up. But you're saying, go ahead.
Okay, slow. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's just breaking up. But we'll come back to that in just a second. But I want to get some questions from the chat room, and then we'll address that, because that apparently is a very
Okay.
charged discussion. They want to know. There's a person in the chat room wants to know what it means if you have a bad dream about someone who has passed.
Question happens when of someone passed away.
Yes. The question is, what does it mean if you have a bad dream about someone who's passed?
Some of the dreams are subconscious clearing.
Okay.
All right. If you've had some dissension with someone in family, many times that's a clearing of the energy of that relationship. It doesn't necessarily mean it's negative for the person. So when the person says a bad dream, I think, are they referring to a nightmare? Are they referring to having a conversation with the departed one?
Mm-hmm.
Depends what they're dreaming about.
Yeah.
Most times when you, and I'm talking slow, do you notice
Sure.
that?
Yeah. No, you're coming in fine, hon.
Most times when we dream of a loved one,
Mm-hmm.
they work telepathically. Well, they always work telepathically, but they will not give a long message. They'll say, love you, or they'll hug you. And the reason they do that is they have to literally store lots of energy to get through from their soul mind to your conscious mind. And that takes a lot of work on their part.
Mm-hmm.
So a bad dream would be just praying for the soul. There are different levels that we talked about, frequencies
Mm-hmm.
of heaven. And if someone's not totally squared away, if they're kind of in limbo, I think, remember All Souls Day, you pray for the souls.
Yeah.
And I also want to say, if someone has had a disturbing dream about a loved one, just to pray for that loved one, to pray for them to have peace, to pray for forgiveness. Forgiveness is important. And to
Okay.
pray to have peaceful dreams, peaceful dreams at night. It depends who passed, and it depends what the relationship was.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
The dream she's saying showed her that she was shooting my father, which,
Who's passed away, her father.
yeah, I'm trying to make out of what she's talking about. In fact, we should probably have her call in because it would be a little easier than trying to decipher the messages. But if folks are in the chat room and they're on hold, we will be taking some calls as best, throughout the show.
Yes.
But yeah, so people are chatting right now about the dreams that they've had with their past loved ones. So do you believe that sometimes it is a subconscious clearing, like you said, or do you believe it's always it's a visitation? It could be either. Do you think?
It could be either.
Okay.
It really could. I most of the time, though, John, it's a visitation.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And
Especially if it's more than one.
Yes. And if you can remember a dream more than 24 hours, it's more of a vision. It's a lucid dream. So I'm sure there are people watching that can remember a dream from 20 years ago with a loved one. And that means you were with them.
Wow.
And they were with you. My mother-in-law, after she passed, her name was Jerry.
Uh-huh.
Please, let's keep the audio.
Yes, you're doing fine,
going.
hon.
She gave me the most amazing hug. I felt her. And it's not just a matter of hearing them
Yeah.
or even seeing them. She came up to me and I saw pink light around her. This is my mother-in-law. She hugged me so hard and said, "I love you." It was unbelievable. I
Wow.
felt her arms around me. And so that's the way she wanted to say
Yeah.
everything's okay.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, the lady in the chat room was saying the dream showed me shooting my father, which she did not. He had a heart attack, is what she's saying.
Well, I think his passing was traumatic for her. And it was almost like a shot to his heart. He was probably here 1 minute and he was probably gone the next.
Yeah.
And it was a shock to her. So I want to say, way of clearing shock out.
Mm-hmm.
That and it also depends on their relationship. Did she get along with her father, or didn't she get along with him? If she got along with him, it was a shock, and there are heartstrings still attached. And she might have been cleansing because sometimes family members have guilt.
Yeah.
With the way they treated parents or siblings or even not children, but they have some guilt about it. And sometimes those dreams clear out the guilt.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, now that your connection's cleared up a bit, so let's go back to that original question when we were saying what can people do to help, protect themselves from absorbing the anger and to live more in a positive place so that they manifest a more positive reality instead of, reverting to fear of the mass consciousness, or a lot of people who seem to be, at least on Facebook that I've seen, so much fear and so much anger.
Yes,
right
I know. Change is healthy, though, and change does mean growth. But really, we all, in a way, fear some change. So the thing is to go to a quiet space, either in the morning or before you go to sleep at night. Take a few deep breaths, maybe 8 to 10, and listen to your own breath. That tends to calm you down. Some people can even listen to their own heartbeat, which is wonderful. And just kind of align with a positive flow. Just think of the most beautiful thing that you can think of, whether it's the ocean, whether it's a flower, and concentrate on that. and just kind of let everything go. We tend to hold on to uh, not so much our own anger, but other people's,
Yeah.
like I said, dramas.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need to go in. Many times in opening scenes, I get a turtle
Oh. Uh-huh.
from a soul portrait. And turtle energy means to move slow. It means one step at a time, one day at a time. It also has the capacity, John, to go within itself. So, turtle energy is very important for someone that is an empath.
Mm-hmm.
I need to tell you that. Going within can mean just a dark room, uh, saying positive affirmations to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
25 years ago, I knew I was a sensitive artist. I had no clue I was empathic. We've
Wow.
come a long way in 2.5
Yeah.
decades.
Yeah. Sure
We
have.
have.
One thing that I've been doing, and this is something that just blows me away. I've been sitting at the piano, which I just recently purchased, and a keyboard, really. But and I've been sitting at the piano, and I don't play. I mean, I've never took a lesson. I've never been trained how to play piano. I close my eyes and I just start playing, and they're almost like I'm playing my own meditation track. And I feel so tranquil, so peaceful, and I just play my emotions. And it's unbelievable that this is happening because I mean, I guess it's not unbelievable if you think of spirit, but I feel like it's a communion that I'm having with spirit where I'm giving and then I'm receiving through music.
Yes.
And it's powerful because ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to play piano, but I've never been trained. And I'm blown away by what's coming through by just trusting and surrendering and allowing myself to play. I'm going to have to record some of these things because it's just, I'm in awe, really.
And also, John, you might have a spirit guide who is helping you to compose.
Mm,
I know you're a wonderful singer. I posted some of your music on
thank you.
my fan page and whatever, and people comment on how great a singer you are. But that's interesting because music is
Yeah.
good for the soul.
Yeah.
Anything with sound.
Yeah.
And
Vibration, right?
yes, and we talked about this a lot with in my book,
Yeah.
Living in the Afterlife, how there are tonal frequencies
Right.
that when you step into something like that, it calms you.
Oh, so
It's
much. It's almost as if I took something to like a nerve pill or something, which I've never done. But I mean, it's unbelievable the difference that comes over me. It's palpable.
now when did you start to
I
play?
well, I just have been doing it for the last couple of weeks, but especially the last few days. I used to just play the black keys because when you play the black keys, you never can have any clunkers, as I call them. But when you play the white keys, you could hit some sour notes. But
Yeah.
when I just go into that space and I rarely hit any clunkers, and it's just beautiful what's coming, and I'm so grateful because it is such a relief.
Yes.
And it's teaching me to trust and to just let go and trust that it's going to make beautiful music. There's so much that's coming through, but it's nothing that I can really except feel, but I don't know what it's doing in terms of communication.
Right. But you are being from a higher power. You're
Mm-hmm.
getting energy. So
Yeah.
that's a form of communication.
Yeah.
We have a piano in our home,
Uh-huh.
and my husband plays by ear. But
Oh.
sometimes I'll just sit down and do that too.
Yeah.
Not that it's a composition,
Right.
but it alleviates stress.
It
It's one
does.
way.
It really, really does. More than anything that I've experienced in several years. I'm just blown away. But I think it goes back to always wanting to do that as a child, growing up singing, but always acting like I'm playing the piano. And yeah, so I just put that out there for anyone who wants to get in touch through music as a way of lifting your vibration and to soothing you.
And also, John, anything with chords
Mm-hmm.
will help to calm someone down. So it could be piano,
Mm-hmm.
it could be guitar,
Mm-hmm.
classical guitar,
Yeah.
harp,
Mm-hmm.
lute. If you just want to get a CD of soft music,
Mm-hmm.
chorded instruments calm your soul and calm your
Yeah.
body down. They've done studies on that.
Yeah, it's really cool because there's a feature with this keyboard where it plays piano, but then you hit a button and it splits it into dual so that you have strings that play along as you're playing the piano, and it just takes you to a whole other level. Like, woo, so calm, so beautiful. So no, so I know a lot of people are saying they can't get through on the phone. We have a lot of calls that are waiting. Do we want to get to our first call,
Sure.
Michelle? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go here to our first call. It looks like it's 717. You're on the line 386. 717 386. You're on the line with Michelle. Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling from?
Tracy, calling from Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. Hi, what is
Hi.
your question, hon?
I was just seeing if there's any of the loved ones that would come through and wanted to give me a message.
All right. A grandmother's passed for you, Tracy?
Yes.
All right. I have to ask you something, sweetheart. The cancer symbol's coming up. I don't feel she had it necessarily, but somebody in family had it.
I had cervical.
Did you have cervical? All right. That would be your grandmother's way of acknowledging that. And that was a big epiphany, revelation for you to have that. I mean, you had to think about yourself, right? Think about
Right.
what you were dealing with.
Mhm.
The cervical cancer has to do with rebirthing. I know it sounds funny, but wherever a dis-ease basically comes into the body, it starts way out there in the etheric world. The etheric world is the auric field, and it comes closer. So I'm going to say, do you have children, Tracy?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Did you lose any children?
Yes. I lost a son.
Okay, thank you. There was still some anguish with holding in the loss of the son. How old was your son?
24.
I'm so sorry, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if the cervical cancer was after, but that area is the birthing area. That area is the creating area. So if your son did indeed pass, can you hear me?
Yes.
At the age of 24, I have him through.
Okay.
And he's a good-looking young man, very good-looking. And
Thank you.
he tells me that it was not your fault, Tracy, in regards to his passing. I say this on shows. We so contract a timeline to come in and go out. He loves the wide open spaces in heaven. Okay. He likes to create nature. And there was a celebration, just was or is around the corner. There are balloons here, sweetheart. Who had a birthday or is one around the corner? Can you tell me? Or a passing date?
We had May was his birthday, 30th. We set off balloons for
Okay.
him.
All right. I want to go closer. I want to go October, November, December.
We had a party in October. It wasn't anything for Halloween, and I just left a balloon go.
All right.
It
That's
wasn't like a bunch
that's
of
where
them.
no, that's where I want to go. Do you know he was there? He saw that? Because he's talking about a celebration, and I needed to go closer. All right. So he was there in
Mhm.
October when you did that. I know you think of him. I know you ask a lot of questions. Why, Tracy? Why?
Yes.
And parents do that when they lose children. He had a childlike spirit within him. All right, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
He was happy,
Mhm.
and he tried to
Right.
overcome so much, and he wanted to please you. And he says, Mom, I am fine. I'm in a better place. I'll be sitting with you at the Thanksgiving table. Are you going to be doing Thanksgiving this year?
Yes.
He'll be right there. And he
Great.
liked your cooking.
Yeah. He
I
sure
know.
did.
I know. And no one can make certain things like you can, Tracy, that's
Right.
for sure. Mashed potatoes are mentioned. Do not laugh. So somebody loves mashed potatoes. Who is that?
That was Josh. He was actually a mashed potatoes and spaghetti
Yeah.
together.
He says anything high carb.
Right.
He, all right, please, this is important to hear. Make extra mashed potatoes this Thanksgiving. You don't have to
Will
put a
do.
chair, do you? You don't have to put a chair at the table in his honor, but he will be there. And he wants to hold hands around the Thanksgiving table. It's not a matter, sweetheart, of saying grace. It's a matter of
Okay.
communion. He loves his family. Loves his family. And I'm
Yeah.
getting a little bit emotional with this, Tracy,
Hmm.
because I
Yes.
need to say, go ahead.
He was very close to his family.
Yeah. And I need to say you were the best mother. I am so proud of you, Tracy, because you have
Thank
released
you.
you have released any form of guilt attached to this wonderful young man's passing. You sat yourself down and you've been somewhat objective and you've released the guilt of it wasn't your fault. Do you understand? It was not your
Hmm.
fault.
Right.
The cervical cancer, is it gone now?
Yes.
That was just a little wake up call for you. Isn't that interesting? It was a little wake up
Hmm.
call. You have longevity. The grandmother I do love, she was a character. Pennsylvania has a lot of Germans. Can I ask you if there's German in your family?
I'm not sure. It was
Go,
Rose and Wilson.
all right, go back. That's all right, darling. Go back and check it out and go to my fan page. After every show, I have, well, not after, the day after, I'll have confirmations. All right. There's
Okay.
Germans are headstrong, and there's a pappy or poppy, a gentleman coming through, and he is very headstrong in his way of thinking, approach to things. And see, do worry me about time on because I need
Michelle,
you
just
have long
could you repeat that, hon?
have it clear.
You're cut.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it cut out. I didn't catch it. The ending.
The ending is you have a long life, Tracy. No more cancer, right?
Okay, we just lost Michelle. Just 1 second. We will try to get her back.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, Tracy, I'm so sorry. No more cancer, life, darling.
Okay.
All right. God bless you.
Right.
Thank you,
Thank
Tracy.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right.
I need to tell John,
Yes.
viewers and listeners, that we are in the process of upgrading. No more headphones.
Yeah.
Going to be perfect flow of communication. We're working out the kinks. This is just the beginning.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. But I honestly believe because when we're doing the test, everything is fine. It's when we start communicating with spirit is when we're starting to see these technical issues. It's really powerful. So, yeah. And
yes, I did a session where an EVP machine was next to me, and it off like crazy when the spirits would come through. Now, can you see me?
No, I can't. So
right.
I don't know if you can reactivate your video or not. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go because you've got a seminar coming up, and I'm going to go play that.
All right.
That
Perfect.
Yes, I'm going to play that. So, folks, there's a seminar coming up that Michelle will tell you all about here in this video.
If you enjoy the Michele Livingston Show and want to see her in person, check out her next live seminar.
So here we go. If you can work with me, close your eyes. We're going to take 8 deep breaths, and we're going to start.
Have you recently lost a loved one?
Who lost a husband recently? I had to take a deep breath with him. I feel it was fairly quick.
Could you be the next one to get a reading?
I think I'm with you, sweetie. There's a name like Bree. Bree. They're showing me cheese. That's the new one. They showed me Bree cheese and her daughter's name Bree. See how this works?
This seminar will provide an experience that will truly enhance your understanding of the other dimensions.
When we get over there, we train to help 1 or 2 people that are on the earth plane, and we train to be their guides or their helpers.
And confirm that you
There's a dad figure coming through here.
are never alone.
The
you enjoy it? Oh, thank you so much.
All right. I think we got you back.
Yeah, I'm back. I do have to say, Hershey is one of my favorite places to do a seminar. I do them in the East, but we have a wonderful gathering, and it's a tremendous place to be.
Yeah.
And actually, John, it's almost full. So if anybody's watching, sign up.
Okay.
It's just a week and a half away. The other thing I need to say is everybody loves the Thanksgiving dinner. This is traditional. This is a gathering together of the people that have had readings or that want to meet other people of like mind. Co-host show, time show, co-host, and it's not all doom and gloom. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of stories are told. We share a lot together. So it's very good. And I hope you come out and see me.
I would love to come out and see you.
Well, are you going to
in
fly
person.
out, John?
I live in Ohio. Well, I don't live in Ohio, but I'm originally from Ohio, so it's not too far from Pennsylvania. So I would have to, when I go to visit family, I'll have to come visit you, my extended family.
That.
All right. So are you ready to take another call? Do you think we should
Sure.
try another one and see if we can? All right.
let's
Because
try.
it feels like you've got some spirits right around you right now that want to communicate. So let's get to the next call here. It looks like we have 570 on the line, 570-640. Can we have your name, please? Hello? 570-640, you're on the line. Oh, I think
Hello?
they got scared. Okay.
We'll go to the next
Let's
one.
move on to 631-592. 631-592. You're on the line with Michelle. Can we have your name, please?
Hi, Michelle. This is Kathy. How are you? Hi, John.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. How are you, my
Hi,
dearest?
guys. How are you? Good,
Fine.
good.
Is this
Fine.
this Kathy from New York?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I hear that accent.
Can't
There you
you
go.
have-
I missed you, John.
I miss you too. It's been a long time. How are you?
Kathy, you
Yeah.
have an
Okay.
amazing. You have an amazing voice, Kathy.
She does. She really does.
It's so
Oh,
upbeat.
thank you. Thanks.
What's your question, Kathy?
Could you tell me my spirit guide's name?
Yes, absolutely. You have a male spirit guide, and his name's you. Interesting.
Did you say
I'm
Matthew?
sorry.
Did you say the name was
Matthew?
Matthew, Michelle?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He's a
Okay.
lifetime. He's not a relative, Kathy. He's a lifetime spirit guide of,
Wow.
and he's helping you to stabilize emotion, everything that you've gone through. It's helping you day by day to be on an even keel path. Do you understand? Because sometimes
Yes, I
your
do.
emotion, yeah, sometimes your emotions are up and down and everywhere.
Yes, they are.
And he is there for you. He tells me that holidays you can get yourself wired coming up. It's
Yeah,
stress.
it's crazy.
It's stressful,
Yes.
and especially you. You
Yes.
know you're an empath, Kathy, right? You know that,
Yes. I was told that. Yes, I was.
and you need to protect,
I was
darling.
told that. You know what? I always ask all. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Who lost a child, Kathy?
Who was a child? There's several
Yes.
people. I have my sister-in-law lost her son.
Oh my goodness.
I have my sister who lost her niece. Yeah, we have a lot of gone.
This is male. This is a nephew of
Okay.
yours. He comes in
That's
and
my
says,
nephew James.
yes. He says, hi. Tell my mom I love her. He tells me that he's made it. And I do have to say
Okay.
she feels him, and she will have a dream of him. Now see, information on this,
Good.
Kathy.
Okay.
Is she longing for communication with him?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, she is.
watch electrical occurrences, mark these words, and a dream. And I want you to confirm it. All right.
Will. I will. Is
All
there?
right.
Is my dad? Does he have anything for me? Messages for me, or I'm just want to get better, Michelle. I just want this, this virus I have to be gone.
Mm-hmm. I know. You've had probably a lot of health concerns. And I know it's hard to
Yeah.
pinpoint. It's hard between allergies and airborne substances.
Right.
But I do have to say, your dad wants to hold you on his knee. He wants to stroke your hair. He wants to protect you.
Mm,
And I do
yeah.
have to say, sweetheart, please meditate more because it'll you down. I feel like you have tremors or something.
Yes, I
times.
have. My body vibrates.
Yeah. There's something internally going on too. So I do have to say,
Right.
you follow these instructions and please
Okay.
calm yourself down, take a few deep breaths, go to a room that's dimly lit, and send
Okay.
some prayers up, sweetheart. Prayers are
Yeah.
powerful.
I do.
Okay.
Every night.
Good.
Every night.
You
Okay.
tell.
Hey, thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you, Kathy. Good to hear you again.
I will tell my sister-in-law, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Yeah, be
You're
sure to
welcome.
be
Thanks,
sure
Dawn. I
to
love
share
you
the video
guys.
or the audio, hon, and then she can hear it directly from Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what? I can't barely. I'm getting like every other word. So
Okay. Yeah.
that's. But hey, listen. Happy Thanksgiving. Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, sweetheart. Take care.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like she's one who's constantly doing things for other people, and as a result of it, she's taking on all that energy, and it's really tough probably to sort through all of it.
Yes.
Because
Yeah. And John, she's analyzing a lot.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
understand that? I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, and I'm hearing. I mean, you're not breaking up as bad. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's.
All right, angels.
Yeah,
Come in around
it's
us.
time. Yeah, it's time to clear it up. But we're getting a lot of people who want to know what their spirit guide's name is, and I don't
All
know
right,
if you can
fine.
do it from the chat room.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So Ava, for instance, is saying I would love to know my spirit guide's name.
Okay. Ava, she has a Victorian lady, and the name is Elizabeth.
Miss Elizabeth, you said?
Yes. Her spirit is from a lifetime that she had in Victorian era. Ava.
Okay, Victorian era, and you're saying her spirit guide is Elizabeth?
Yes.
Okay, Elizabeth.
Female.
Okay. And I need to get this lady's name because she says her screen name is Hello Michelle, so I don't think that's her name. So I want to get her name, and then I will ask who her spirit guide is, because it would help you to have a name, wouldn't it?
It doesn't matter. Is
Okay.
this someone else?
Yeah, in the chat room. That's why I was trying to I don't want it to confuse you. So yeah.
Yeah, if you're in the chat room, write your name down.
Okay,
Put your
so
name in.
let's go with Leanne, and we'll come back to that other person.
Okay.
Leanne would love to know who her spirit guide's name is.
Okay, Leanne also has a female. Let me get it down. Female. Ariel.
Ariel. Okay.
It's let me spell this. Airelle. Ariel.
So AIR.
And-
So like the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Airelle. She's more of an angelic being,
Uh-huh.
more of a softer energy. Tell Leanne she can call upon her for help.
Okay.
Right?
She can hear you. She's watching.
Hi, Leanne, you have a wonderful childlike spirit within you.
Oh.
Wonderful. And you love animals, you love nature, you love the arts. And Ariel's a part of all of that. She's a part of aesthetics. She's a part of beauty.
Uh-huh.
And I need to tell you from your spirit guide, do not give up, Leanne.
Okay.
She can hear me.
Yeah, she can totally hear you. Yeah.
Because some people don't want to get on.
Mm.
Some people don't want to get on the phone. They don't want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
They get shy.
Mhm.
But Leanne, there's going to be some changes within 2 to 3 months for you. And I do have to say, even though I don't have you on the phone, keep on keeping on. You're
Mhm.
also an empath, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Leanne.
All right.
So I get the very strongest guide, but she's soft, Ariel, and she comes with rose pink light. It's gorgeous. She's beautiful.
Wonderful. And, earlier you were giving Ava her spirit guide information, and she said, "Thank you so much, Michelle. This must be why I love that time period of the Victorian times. And could Elizabeth be my mother-in-law that passed many years ago?"
And she had a mother-in-law, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
All right, then that Elizabeth would be one of her spirit guides. Her mother-in-law could be then. Yes.
Okay. And keep
If that
in
name.
yeah, and I was going to remind the audience as you've shared that keep in mind that your spirit guide could be someone that you've had as a relative in a past incarnation.
Yes. So this is a double whammy.
Wow.
This would be the person she knew on Earth this lifetime, and also someone, Elizabeth, that she was with in Victorian era.
Okay. And
Interesting.
yeah, and the person earlier was using Hello Michelle is named Ralph. So Ralph would like to know who his spirit guide is.
Ralph. Hi, Ralph. I wanted to say something about, if I could, Ralph's wife.
Okay.
He worries a lot about her, and she's going to be absolutely fine, Ralph. Oh my goodness, you have a Civil War soldier.
Oh.
Spirit guide. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He
Wait in just a
Is it
moment,
a
hon. You're breaking up.
form?
He must be trying to come in.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Am I spirit me again?
Yes.
Ralph's guy is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He served in the Civil.
So his spirit guide is from Pennsylvania and served in the Civil War, you're saying?
Yes, he's in a blue uniform. He was a Yankee. His name was John. John. That was his name.
His name
That's
was John.
Yeah.
So he goes by John as the spirit guide.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And it would be interesting to know if Ralph has ever been to Gettysburg
Okay.
to visit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see. So hopefully that helped you there. Yeah. He's saying yes. Okay. So let's see. We have Teresa would like to know who her spirit guide is.
Teresa?
Teresa.
Teresa? Is it Teresa?
And you brought Leanne to tears.
Oh.
Yeah. She's saying in the chat room.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I mean, as far as confirmation goes.
Yeah. So pays to be in the chat room, folks. You can get through the chat room than you can the phone line. So, yeah.
That's right. Maybe this is all meant to be too.
Yeah, right?
Oh my. Teresa has female spirit guide.
Okay.
The name is I feel a lot of feminine energy around Teresa. A lot of feminine energy. When I say that, nurturing. This is a spirit guide who is a little older in appearance and very loving, mothering, nurturing with her. Is her name? Let me try to get her name. All right, Lorraine. I was hearing, it's
Okay.
Lorraine. Isn't that interesting?
Right.
Lorraine. It has a nice flow to it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't feel she's past life. I feel that Teresa has to go back in her lineage, her genealogy way back, and try to find that name somewhere.
Okay.
And she needs to also, some of these callers need to calm down
Okay.
as far as the energy goes. And we know it's been crazy the last couple days globally.
Yeah. That's why, when we were thinking about a topic, we wanted to do, owning your own energy and having, I guess, a positive attitude, knowing that sometimes, disappointments can be blessings in disguise.
That's right.
And spirit works in mysterious ways, and there's always a grander plan, and that spirit is always working on your greatest behalf, always working for your highest good.
Highest good.
Yeah.
There we go, John.
And I had posted that. I think you read my post
Yes.
earlier today. I said, if we're truly a collective consciousness, we need to be very careful of the fears that we're fixated on so that they don't manifest as our reality. And I know that some have already felt like they're living in a parallel universe. So it's really up to us to change the future in this moment and right now. And we're going to do that through the power of love and acting on what we want, not what we don't want.
That is true.
Yeah.
Always put it in the now context.
Mm-hmm.
And I am now very happy and grateful for, even if you don't have it now, put it in that context.
Okay.
Whether it's job, whether it's a partner, whether it's good health, whether it is abundance.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Holly has a question, and I don't know if we got to ask who her spirit guide is, but she was asking, is it common for a female to have female guides and a male to have male guides?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It just fell that way. I think actually Matthew was for a female caller. The name of Matthew came through for a female caller. So they can no, male or female.
Mm-hmm.
My spirit guide, I will share, his name is Daniel.
Daniel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's very sweet. He's very powerful. I've never met him in this lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
but he comes to me in a robe and we meet and he talks to me telepathically.
Oh.
So he's been around me. You'll know your guide when you feel peace.
Yeah.
And there's a gentleness about them. They are here to protect and get you on the right path. They're here to calm you down and slightly influence everything for your highest good.
And like you said earlier, there are more than just one guide. This is our main guide that you're giving out the names for. Is that
Yes.
right? Or is
Yes.
okay? But we have a team of guides often, don't we?
We have a team of guides. And as you said yourself, John, when you're playing the piano,
Yeah.
those are musical spirit guides coming down. I'd love to find out who they are.
So would I. Yeah.
And I'm going to give you a reading sometime.
Yeah,
and we'll
yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm getting primarily males surrounding you, 3 of them when you're playing the piano.
Okay.
One is from, oh goodness, around the Chopin. Well, I don't know when Chopin was. When did he live?
I don't know
That
either.
goes back to,
Yeah.
1700s maybe?
Hmm.
Yeah. So
So they're
when we're-
specialized guides.
yeah.
Okay. So we have our permanent guide that stays with us from birth to our crossing over. Then we have our team of guides, which are for different times in our lives to help us with certain missions in our life or certain
Yes.
situations in our life.
Yes.
Okay.
I know when I was writing my books,
Mm-hmm.
there were different guides that would come down for that amount of time. I wrote a book on the Blessed Mother. I'm not Catholic, but it took me 5 years
Wow.
to write the book. And I felt her energy the whole time I was writing the book. So in a way, she was a guide. And then the last book, John, that I wrote, Living in the Afterlife, my mother helped me. She was an English teacher. And she helped me write the book. And that was a 4-year project.
Wow.
So when you start on something, it's not going to be overnight. Those listening that want to do something
Mm-hmm.
special, it doesn't mean it has to be aesthetically painting a picture or composing a piece of music,
Yeah.
but take your time and have patience.
Yeah. And
Patience is
trust,
key.
right? And trust that it'll flow.
trust.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing I've learned with just sitting at this piano is just to trust and surrender and just trust that I'm going to play whatever comes through.
Yeah. I have a guide for you.
For me?
Yeah.
I don't want to make this about me, but go ahead.
No, I know. Ethan.
Ethan.
Ethan. Ethan.
Interesting that you would say that because I always get people say that I look like Ethan Hawke.
Are you
So
kidding?
yeah, and I don't think I mean I guess when he was younger maybe, but I don't really see the resemblance now. But a lot of people say I used to get mistaken for him here. So yeah, so it's very interesting that you would say that name, Ethan.
Well, no,
that's a very
that
unusual
is-
name.
That is one of your main spirit guides, and he overshadows you sometimes.
Oh,
That's why you look like the person that people ask about.
oh, one of my roommates used to call me Ethan all the time just because he was joking. Like he would go out and he would do it just to get people's reaction to say. So they would say, "Oh, that's Ethan Hawke." I knew it was him. It's just
Isn't that?
crazy.
I heard
Oh,
it very
wow.
plainly, John.
Yeah, that's
Tell
powerful. Yeah.
John Ethan.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. That's funny. That's really funny. That's funny. So, people were asking, how do they connect to their guide? How do they connect to the guide?
There's different ways to connect.
Mhm.
One is in the astral world by keeping a notebook,
Mhm.
on the nightstand, asking your guide to give a name by morning, or you'll just hear a name. And it's not your imagination. People think this is all their imagination. No, you're communing with a different energy.
Mhm.
So also through meditation, just sitting, as I said, and deep breathing, a name might come to you. And most people want to know their lifetime spirit guides, which will come at birth. But remember, your grandfather could train to be your guide, your
Mhm.
spirit guide.
Mhm.
There's someone out, the name of Frank is coming in too. So there's someone in the chat room or somebody out there who has a relative named Frank,
Mhm.
and that's their spirit guide. Now they're not even on the phone, I don't think. This is getting crazy.
Yeah. So, are you saying that that person is on the other side, or is there someone here on this planet that's training to be a spirit guide in this lifetime with the
Uh,
name of Frank or whoever?
I know it's a relative who
Okay.
is a spirit guide of somebody listening or
Okay.
watching.
Okay.
So I want a confirmation on that, because just like I got Ethan,
Right.
I saw it written and then I got it.
Yeah.
There's a Frank.
Okay.
It's not Frank Sinatra.
All right. Well, we'll see if anyone in the chat room responds to that. Now Holly, who's asking a lot of wonderful questions, she wants to know who her spirit guide is.
Okay, Holly. All right. Okay, hold on a second. Got to get this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Hers is a very old soul, Isaac.
Isaac. Okay.
ISSAC, I think. Isaac.
Uh-huh.
And he's male, of course.
Uh-huh.
He goes way, way back in time to the time of Jesus, actually.
Wow.
And she needs to call upon Isaac to help her. Holly is a old soul. I don't know these people, but I guess I don't have to talk to them. Maybe I'm not supposed to talk to them on the phone.
Well, a lot of them can't get through on the line, so I'm just trying to reach out to them through the chat room because
that will change. That will change
Yeah.
very soon.
Yeah.
We're upgrading.
Yeah. Well, we just have limited lines today. It's simply because we need to save up your energy for this big pay for play that you're doing, this big event that you're doing tomorrow and the next day. So you're going to be, so it's just great. So it doesn't require a lot of energy to find out the spirit guide name versus doing a reading, or does it?
No,
Okay.
it's easy. Just like I had Ethan for you, it's easy.
Okay, good.
As soon as I hear the person's name, like Holly,
Mm-hmm.
I can see their spirit guide and I get their spirit guide's name.
Awesome.
He comes in a robe, Holly.
Mm-hmm.
He has sandals. That puts him back to almost biblical times. And there's an Isaac in the Bible. That's not the one in the Bible. I don't want to
Okay.
get that wavelength, but he's powerful around Holly. Holly's had some emotional setbacks, a lot of them.
Okay.
And there's always been an energy there, and she knows this, to help her. She feels that. And just call upon Isaac, Holly.
All right. So Holly is saying her grandfather is named Frank. He passed a week before her mom and dad got married.
Wow.
So, and then in addition for the Frank name, it looks like Stephanie, our friend Stephanie in the chat room, says my mom had an uncle Frank, and who passed, and she's curious if that's her
I'm going to
mother's
go back
spirit
to
guide.
is it Holly?
Holly.
That said Frank?
Mm-hmm.
And how's Frank related to Holly, did she say?
Grandfather.
He's a spirit guide.
Oh, okay.
That's where I want to go, Holly. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Isaac,
Yeah.
the biblical times, and Frank. And I'm not quite sure, Stephanie, about your uncle. I feel more this name goes to Holly and her grandfather,
Okay.
Frank. Now that's interesting.
Yeah, so let's take a couple more calls. We'll ask those callers if they want to know what their spirit guide's name is, and then we'll get ready to wrap because I know that you need to save up your energy. So, but maybe they can make it easy on you and just ask for spirit guide with the call. So let's see.
Sure.
Let's go to there. It looks like they're all calling from 717.
Fine.
So 717-578. You're on the line with Michelle. Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling from?
Hi, I'm Karen from York, Pennsylvania.
Hello, Karen. Do you have a question for me, Karen? A specific question?
Yes. Yes, tomorrow morning is 5 years since my sister passed. So my question would be, do you hear her saying anything to me, or does she have a message for me or anything?
You're not only her physical sister, you're her soul sister. I see her through and she goes like this.
She's crossing her fingers.
She's crossing her fingers, sweetheart. You are a true soul sister to her. Either she had a son or you have a son, Karen. Is Karen still on?
Yes.
I have a son. I have one son.
She's a spirit guide of your son, of your boy. You have worried about him, Karen, your son, off and on. And your sister wants you to know she has everything in heaven under control. She's sending angels over him. Interesting. Did she have cancer?
No, she had a perforated ulcer that burst, so she bled to death.
Let me ask you something. She's with someone that had cancer. She's with someone, either a grandmother or another figure that had cancer, Karen. And
our grandmother had colon cancer.
That's it. That's where I want to go. Thanks for confirming. She's with her. And they're both watching out for your son. Interesting. Why do you sit and cry sometimes, Karen? Why do you sit and cry?
Well, I miss her because I don't have her here, and she died so young.
You have her. She wants you to laugh more. Every time you laugh, she's happy. And she wants to play hide and seek with you. So this would go back when you were growing up together, younger age, hide and seek. She also pulls on your hair, Karen, sometimes, your sister.
Yes, she did that. She would mess with my bangs.
There you go. You will see her again. You will meet her again, and you're going to come back to Earth again. This is not my topic, but you will be back with her on Earth at some point. All right? So please.
As a different person?
Yeah. You and she. You could be mother and daughter next time. You could be cousins next time. She was a bright light in this world, darling. She was a bright light. Happy. And I see that little child in her. All right? So she blows you a kiss. She does the X's and O's. Do you know what I'm saying? Karen?
Like hugs and kisses.
Hugs and kisses.
Yes.
And sleep well tonight because you're going to dream of her coming up. And confirm that for me, Karen. All right?
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye, sweetie. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. All right, so let's go to our next caller, and we're just going to ask if they could keep it to spirit guides, not readings at this point. I know they've been on hold, but let's try to get through as many as we can.
John.
Okay.
It's okay. These are little minis.
Okay, 717-269, you're on the line with Michelle. Can we have your name, please?
Hi, Michelle. Hi, it's Teresa.
Yes.
Hi, Teresa. Were you in the chat room earlier?
I was trying to get into it, but I was not having any luck.
So we've had 3 Teresas, because we have 2 Teresas in the chat room and now 1 on the phone. So it's a very common thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So just wanted to check. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Hi,
sweetheart.
Michelle. I just wanted to let you know that I've seen you a few times in person, and I've never had the opportunity to get anything. So I'm just trying to get in on a phone call and see if I can
That's good.
get any information that you may have.
Have you come to seminars, Teresa?
Absolutely. Yep, at least 3 of them.
Wow.
Oh, bless you. Bless your heart. There's a grandmother through. I'm jumping John from spirit guides to a grandmother here.
Okay.
Hold on a second, honey. Whose health is going down, Teresa? Whose health is starting to go down? Do you have a family member
Oh.
whose health is going down, starting?
I mean, my
Well,
mother's always.
your mother's here. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Okay.
Your
All
mother's here. Tell your mother to take care of herself. Is your mother on earth?
Yes.
Okay. She needs to keep up with mammograms, keep up with physicals. Who smoked, Teresa? Here we go. Who smoked?
She did. My father did.
And
Oh,
hopefully,
she used to. She
yeah,
doesn't.
that's what
My
I'm
father
saying.
did. Okay.
Your grandmother is so happy that your mother quit smoking because there would have been emphysema. I'm not a medical intuitive, but I just have to say that. Would you please be closer to your mother? Visit her, call her more often? Could you do that?
Oh, we talk every day.
That's right. Your grandmother,
Okay.
listen to me. Your grandmother's thanking you for doing that, and it's her that's pushing the two of you together. Keep calling her daily. Your mother needs you, sweetheart. She needs you, your mother. See, since your father's passed or whatever's happened here, I do have to tell you, your mother sometimes gets very tired, doesn't she? Gets tired.
Yes. Very tired.
And she needs some blood work done. Tell her to take B vitamins. This is some night. Would you please tell your mother to take
B vitamins?
Yes. B100 complex.
Okay.
It'll help her immune system. All right. So grandmother says hi. Come back to.
And grandmother is on my mother's side. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's an M name. M somewhere. Oh, I don't know if they're on earth or past, but we'll get into that later. M, Mary, Margaret, something like that, Teresa. All right?
Okay.
All right, Teresa.
Are you coming to my
I know her
Go ahead.
I know her mother's name is Emma.
Ah, that's it. That's the vowel sound. M. Emma. Thank you. It doesn't have to be an M. It's the vowel sound, Emma. There you go.
Right. Okay.
Are you coming to my seminar in Hershey?
Right at What If? I'm actually, believe it or not, I do wine tasting, and I'm away that weekend. But no,
can I
would
join
love
you
to
for
come.
Teresa? Can I join you for wine tasting sometime?
Sure can.
I hope that
May
helps.
I also get my May I also get my spirit guide real quick?
Sure, real quick. Let me get it real quick, sweetheart. Wait a minute. I got to get it right. Oh, Teresa. You are Teresa?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Michael. You have a male guide.
Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he's he's over.
He's not a relative. He's in heaven.
No,
You
he's
know him
not.
from a past life. And he's a very strong influence. All right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
real quick, somebody's getting a new car or vehicle. And he's going to protect.
Really?
Yes. And he's going to protect you in that new vehicle. Doesn't mean it goes to you, but somebody is. All right? And you can confirm that in my fan page, darling. You have a good night. Okay.
Thank you so much, Michelle. All right, John. Thank you.
Sure thing. Thank you, Teresa. You take care.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I have some wonderful clients that I've had for over 20 years. Honestly, I do have to say I love Pennsylvania.
Yes.
I jokingly say I'm the Pennsylvania pioneer.
Yes. Well, it's interesting when I introduced you, I said it's your medium, Michele Livingston. So that's the people's medium, meaning it's your medium for the audience.
What we are bridging is West Coast, East Coast.
Well, we are, and I have to say that we've had over 1,000 calls, Michelle. 1,000 calls, all backed up. So that's why we kind of went into overtime. We were already 15 minutes after. So
oh my gosh, here we go again.
I know, but I don't want to drain your energy when you need to be saving it up for the pay for play coming up tomorrow and the next day, and folks can call in and have a pay for play reading with you.
Yes, they can. Yeah. It's for the children.
Mm-hmm.
Children's
yes, it's all all proceeds go to benefit the children. Yeah.
Well, I had a wonderful time.
I did too, and I want to. Before you go, I wanted to play one last message, and that is to talk about your book, Messages from Beyond, so folks can have in book format a lot of what we discussed today on the show.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do that right now.
Attract what you want in life. Learn more about your evolutionary soul journey. Gain in-depth knowledge about metaphysical concepts.
Start with Messages from Beyond. It's a spiritual guidebook that talks about the soul journey. Everything you've ever wanted to know is in this book. It's Spirituality 101.
Messages from Beyond, a spiritual guidebook. Available at michellelivingston.com and wherever books are sold.
All right, so we're back with Michele, and we're just about to wrap up the show, but I wanted to remind folks they can always listen to the replays on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Spreaker, on all these different outlets, and also the video goes to live on YouTube and on Michele Livingston's The People's Medium fan page.
And I want to tell the listeners and the viewers how much I love them.
Yes.
And I do appreciate their loyalty to me, because I have the best clients in the world. I really do. So,
yes, you do.
Bless all of you.
Well, we love you. We want to give you a big round of applause, Michele. Thank you so much. So, everyone, join us next week, same time, same place. That's 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. For the People's Medium. I had to calculate it in my head. And just remember to be kind to one another. We need a lot of kindness in this world. So just be the expression of love. Be that ripple effect. And
I love that.
Yeah, we welcome you back next week. And we're sorry we couldn't get to some of the calls. Like I said, over 1,000 calls. But Michele's limited in energy today because she's saving it up to give to the children.
And I hope they understand. So be patient.
Next week. And also join us in the chat room. You know, we'll be there to as best we can, answer your questions and field some spirit guide questions to Michele next week. It seems to be a very popular discussion topic. So, yeah, all right. So take care, everybody.
Love you, John.
Love you too, honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of hell. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBNradio.com.